When you have a quiz in Canvas, there may be occasions where you need to give a student another attempt, give them more time, or even allow them to take the quiz at a completely different time than their classmates. And you can do all this in Canvas. So to get started, let's cover the situation where you need to give a student an extra attempt at the quiz. First off, we're going to open the quiz. We're now opened here on the midterm. And when the quiz is published, on the right-hand side, of course, you see the speed grader link, but also moderate this quiz. Moderate this quiz is where we can give a student an extra attempt or extra time on the time limit for the quiz. When we click moderate this quiz, it opens up a page listing all the students that this quiz is assigned to. In our case, it's all the test students we have in this course. And we can pick one of these students and give them an extra attempt. Now on this page, we can see how many attempts they have used up, how many they have available. If they have taken an attempt already, how much time did they spend on it, what their score was. All that information is available right here. So let's take student number 1 and give them an extra attempt. To do so, we click the pencil to the right of their name. So all the way to the right, lined up with student 01, we have a pencil. When we click that pencil, we get a little pop-up where we can give extra attempts as well as extra time. So to give an extra attempt, we just click in here in this box to the right of extra attempt, and for example, click in 1. The system very helpfully lets us know below the words extra attempts how many attempts each student already gets. So if I had set this up to have every student get 2 attempts, it will tell me here. But this is set up for every student to have 1 attempt, so it tells me that, and I can tell it how many extra to have on top of what they already get. So I'm giving them 1 extra one, so they get a total of 2. If they had already taken the first attempt, I will need to check to the left of manually unlock the quiz for the next attempt. So we can click that and then click save. And now we can see that this particular student 01 has 2 attempts total. Of course, if they had already taken it, it would say that they have 1 attempt left. Similarly, I can give them extra time on the time limit. So let's take student 02 and click again the pencil to the right of their name. Again, we get this pop-up. The system tells us that everyone gets 60 minutes for this particular quiz. Anything I add in the box to the right of extra time on every attempt is time they get on top of the 60 minutes. So let's put in 30 minutes. So now the student gets a total of 90 minutes. And then I click save. So it says right here below their name that they get extra 30 minutes on each attempt. For student number 3, I'm going to showcase that you can give them an extra attempt and more time on each attempt. So again, we're going to click the pencil. We're going to put in 1 extra attempt, an extra 30 minutes for each attempt, and manually unlock it for them. I'm going to click save, and we can see that this student has 2 attempts total, and they get extra 30 minutes each time. So they get 90 minutes during each attempt. Okay, so this seems very straightforward. The catch is that if you have limited when the quiz is available, you may need to do something more. So when we're looking at this quiz, we've given people extra attempts, we've given them extra times, but let's look at when is this quiz open. This quiz, as illustrated down here, is available from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. on November 25th. This quiz is open exactly 1 hour. Let's say that a student gets another attempt, and I've done this for them either ahead of time or during the quiz. However, do they have the ability to take 2 hours for the 2 attempts? No, they do not, because this quiz closes at 11 a.m., it is not humanly possible for them to do 2 attempts where each of them gives them 60 minutes. So I have to make sure that for that student, they have the sufficient amount of time. Similarly, if I'm giving student 2, I've given them an extra 30 minutes, so they get 90 minutes for the quiz. However, my quiz closes at 11 a.m., 1 hour exactly after it's open. There is no way humanly possible that student can get 90 minutes because at 11 a.m., regardless of when the student started, the quiz will close off. This is, of course, only a problem if the availability window for the quiz is very tight. Most of the time, of course, for things like midterms and exams, you will have an availability window that is in line with the time limit or close to it. So in our case, 60-minute time limit available for exactly 60 minutes. So students have to start sharply at 10 a.m. to get the full 60 minutes. However, if I had a quiz that I had open for 24 hours and they get 60 minutes once they get started, then I might not have to modify these dates for those students in order for them to get extra time. So in our case, we have given student 2 90 minutes total for this particular midterm. However, they cannot get the 90 minutes because after an hour this closes. How do I fix this? We're going to edit the quiz. We're going to scroll all the way down to where we have the assigned section. Right now, it's assigned to everyone with a due date of 11 a.m. and available from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. In order to make sure that student 2 is able to take this for 90 minutes, I'm going to click plus add button. Once I do that, I get a little drop down list of students, or I can start typing the student's name. I'm going to pick student number 2. And in their case, I'm going to make the due time 11:30 because they got 90 minutes. And I'm going to, of course, make it open from 10 a.m. So now for this student, student 2, it's open from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. due at 11:30. So they get full 90 minutes. And I can see up top the word everyone has changed to everyone else. So everyone except student 2 gets from 10 to 11. Now, if I want student 1 to get 2 attempts, right, I need to stretch out the time so they would have the 2 hours to do the quiz twice. So again, I can click plus add and add another exception. So for student 1, I'm going to make this due at 12 p.m. and I'm going to have it open from 10 a.m. So I can add in several exceptions. Let's take John student. What if John student gets only 1 hour, but for some reason they have to take it at a different date than all the other students? Perhaps they have to take it at the DRES labs, and therefore they could only book it for November 26th. How do I give them that accommodation? That's another type of accommodation where you're allowing a student to take it at a different date and time than everyone else. We can do that as well. We just click plus add. We choose John student, and we make this now due on the 26th at 11 a.m. and we make it available from 10 a.m. on the 26th until 11 a.m. on the 26th. So John students still only gets 1 hour, but they are able to take it the next day. So let's click save to see. This is also summarized on the summary page of the quiz. So once I reload, I will see that for everyone, for most people in my course, they have from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I also see that I added 3 different exceptions. One student gets an hour and a half until 11:30, another student gets until 12, and a third student gets to take it at a completely different date. So we have to make sure that when we're giving extra time limit or extra attempts, that we're also modifying the date for those particular students to ensure that they have enough time for that extended time limit or for the extra attempt.